Good morning, children. This is Seema Prabhakaran. We'll begin a new lesson in history, lesson number 8, Education under the British Rule. In the initial stages of the British rule, the priorities of the British East India Company were conquest, expansion, and consolidation. Therefore, they did not interfere with the educational system of India. In fact, education was completely neglected by the company. However, after territorial conquest and having established control over Indian territories, the British felt that they had a cultural mission also, that is, to civilize the natives and change their customs and traditions and values. There were many such Englishmen who were interested in discovering ancient Indian heritage, mastering Indian languages, and translating Persian works into English. And one of them was William Jones, who was by profession not only an expert in law but was also a linguist. When the British came to India, the educational system here was traditional. There were pathshalas, madrasas, and maktabs, where mostly religious education was imparted. There was no effort to upgrade the courses and make it modern. Further, there was no awareness of the advancements in education taking place in other parts of the world. Education provided in such institutions was only based on old texts like Vedas and commentaries. East India Company showed a very little interest in promotion of education in India. The only purpose of setting up some educational institutions in India was to ensure a steady supply of Indians to law courts set up by the company. Indians' knowledge of classical languages was used to establish correspondence with the native states by East India Company officials. Beginning of modern education. In the beginning, there were two important developments in the field of education which were otherwise completely neglected by the company. First, the Charter Act of 1813 incorporated the principles of encouraging learned Indians and promoting modern sciences in India. This act also provided for an annual sum of rupees 1 lakh to be spent on the spread of education. Thus, a beginning was made in the field of education, although a humble one. Second, Elphinstone, in his Minutes of 1823, recommended the establishment of schools for teaching English and European sciences. He proposed a school to be established at Bombay where English could be taught and subjects like history, geography, and sciences could also be taught through English medium. Next heading is Anglicist versus Orientalist. The money allocated by the Charter Act of 1813 remained unused till 1823. In the meantime, controversy regarding the medium of instruction arose. The controversy centered round the view whether medium of instruction should be English or it should be Arabic or Sanskrit. The Anglicists insisted that all instructions should be given through English medium, whereas the Orientalists insisted on teaching through Oriental languages. To settle the controversy, the government appointed a committee. The issue was settled by a minute, that is a note, prepared by Lord Macaulay. That's all for today's class. Thank you and have a nice day.